Good morning. It's Miss Garavelli, as you know, and I am going to talk to you guys about how to create an introductory paragraph for your thematic essay on sacrifice. So I'm going to make a video for each paragraph just for the people who are struggling with knowing what to do and the people that are going to have to go back and fix some things. So first of all, I just want to show you where all this information is. So as you can see, I'm on Canvas and modules, and there's a whole module on your thematic essay. So everything that you need is going to be here. So I'm going to put all the videos here, my outline is here, my examples here, all that great stuff. So first, like I said, we're going to talk about the introductory paragraph. So I'm going to click on my outline. You guys already have an outline that you made a copy of, that you shared with me, that you should have placed in your thematic essay Google Drive folder. Then I'm going to pull up my example essay to talk you through it. So first of all, the only thing we've done on our outline is you made a copy, you shared it with me, and you typed your hook, and I think you typed your thesis statement. I don't think we even typed our commentary on this document. And then you should be pasting your links every time that you use a source for your essay down at the bottom so we can use it later. Okay, so introductory paragraph. Your introductory paragraph is probably your most important paragraph because it has your thesis. Your thesis is the very last sentence in your introductory paragraph. So just think about it this way. It's the last sentence because it is going to be talking about telling your reader what your entire essay is about. So you're leaving your last line is the most important line. Inside of your thesis statement, you are going to state what our theme is, which is sacrifice, and then you're going to list your 3 points. So you're talking about how veterans are an example of sacrifice, or how veterans sacrifice so much for our country, for others, and then you are going to list ways that they sacrifice. Somebody did something where they were doing reasons why veterans sacrifice. So I don't care which one you do. I just want you to show that veterans are an example of what it means to sacrifice. So you can talk about 3 ways they sacrifice or 3 reasons why they sacrifice. Totally up to you. Okay, so your hook. Your hook is going to be right here, your first sentence or sentences, and it's going to get your reader interested in what it is that you are writing about. So here are all the ways that you can start your paper. So you can have a hook that's a question hook. The question needs to be something that is interesting, that's thought-provoking, and your reader has to actually read your essay to get the answer. It can be an interesting fact that you get from the internet. It can be a quote from a veteran, a quote from an article that goes along with sacrifice. An anecdote is like a short story. So if you have a short personal story, if you found a short personal story online that you think is useful here, you can do that. Or a statistic. A statistic is like a fact, but it's going to contain numbers. Now, if you have an interesting fact, quote, or statistic, more than likely that means you're going to have a source. So all you're going to do, just like I did right here, is you're going to copy and paste the link at the very bottom of this document, and then you're going to cite it in your paper, okay? For the other ones, you shouldn't have to cite anything unless you found an anecdote online that you might have to cite. Okay, so your hook. So for this example, I chose this quote, and I put, "The willingness of America's veterans to sacrifice for our country has earned them our lasting gratitude." So I picked this quote because it talked about sacrifice, and it was a quote that I thought was powerful and that I could talk about later on. Now I'm going to show you my essay. So your essay should be set up this way. You have your last name and the page number. You have your first and last name here, the first part of your heading. Then you have my name, English 7, and then I think everybody's date is the day we started, which is 27 October 2022, and your title is Sacrifice. Okay, so your hook is your very first sentence or sentences. As you can see, I changed my hook here because I found something else that I liked. So all I did, I typed it, I put it in quotation marks because it is word for word from a website, okay? So if it's word for word from a website, you're going to put it in quotes. Then behind the the closing quotations, you're going to have parentheses. If you have an author of the article, you're going to put the author's last name. If you don't, then you're going to put the title of the article in parentheses in quotation marks. So for example, if I didn't have an author, I would put parentheses, quotation marks, and then I would type the title of the website article, closing quotation marks, closing parentheses, period. Okay, so that's all you do. All right, so that's the first part of your paragraph. After you do your hook, you're going to write your commentary. Your commentary is you commenting on your hook. You cannot say I, you cannot say me, you cannot say my. You are just explaining your hook, okay? So you picked your hook for a reason. If you don't have anything to say about it, then you probably need to pick another hook. So the first thing I would do is just look at what you wrote and ask yourself, okay, what is this quote even talking about, or what is this question even talking about? Like, really analyze it, okay? So I wrote, here's my commentary, right? All of this. Okay, so I said, this fact shows the multitude of lives lost in just one war and an even larger number of Americans who came back wounded. Sacrifice is defined as giving something up for someone else. Veterans are a true example of what sacrifice really means. They left their homes not knowing if they would come back. Veterans didn't do this because they thought that they were going to get something in return. They made these sacrifices because they love their country. Okay, so this commentary is all just coming from me. The first thing I did was explain my quote. Then I just talked about what sacrifice meant in general, because that is what my whole essay is going to be about. Okay, now the last sentence. Your very last sentence is your thesis. This is the most important sentence. So a lot of you, I told you to write like a sentence, like a statement about sacrifice first, and then do a colon, which are what these two dots are, then list your 3 reasons. So when you have a list, you can put a colon in front of the list as long as there's a complete sentence in front of the colon. So I said, veterans have sacrificed so much for our country, colon. Then I'm listing my 3 reasons. First reason, they left their family, or point, they left their families to fight for others. They put themselves in harm's way and they sacrificed their mental health. So these are 3 points of things that they have sacrificed for other people, okay? So that is my introductory paragraph, and that was your first checkpoint.